everyone, and welcome to today's Drama Hospital recap. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. Oh my goodness, so much happened today. Definitely makes up for the two scenes they switched back and forth with. Now I had to oh my goodness, so much mapping out of the episode. But real fast, sorry this was a little late. Wasn't planning on it. I will talk about it at the end of this video if you're interested. But let's get to today's recap because oh my goodness. So at Julexis's place, Alexis calls Oscar, who I'm assuming is her legal assistant at this point. And she wants a post-mortem on Hale Garrett, and she wants to know if the ME can confirm if it's an accidental overdose. And Sam was sitting in the dark and heard the whole thing, so there's that. So she says she wants to check in on Alexis. She's worried about her. And now Alexis is calling Anna unhinged. So love how that made its way around, right? And, the nerve, to be quite honest with you, when you're in Alexis's place. The absolute nerve. So, Anna was hurtful to Alexis. So I'm totally changing my whole thing on her. So Sam doesn't think she should defend Carlos, and she wants her to stop. And Alexis tries to, push it back onto Sam, and Sam doesn't let that happen. She doesn't let her push the understanding card on her, oh, I thought you of all people would understand. No. So Alexis says she doesn't want Julian's past to pull him down now, and Sam says Julian did order the hit on Duke, he's not fooling anyone, and he's not changed. And Alexis brings up Jason because she has nothing else to say, in my opinion, and Sam's not giving into it, and she says, she's worried about her. She's in way over her head, and she calls her out on calling out for an autopsy report in the middle of the night, because that's definitely what normal people do. And Julian comes down and tells her to ask him those questions, leave your mother out of this. And I'm like, why? You didn't. So Sam tells him, what she says to her mother is her business, and Alexis gets a call that Carlos escaped, and now Sam and Julian are alone. So she hates what this is doing to her mother, absolutely hates it, and he blames the daughters for the pushback, making it harder on Alexis, and I'm like, really? Person who's the reason all this is happening? So he says something that makes it clear that he feels the witness dying fixes everything, and Sam's like, you haven't changed at all, not even a little bit. And she doesn't believe he's changed at all. At Sunny's office, Sunny made Carly dinner, and he vents about the Julian situation, and he's not impressed with the legal system, all things we already knew. And Carly says Alexis is just with Julian because she can't have Sunny, the real thing, and she says Alexis wanted to be the one who reformed him. And Sunny's mainly worried because Alexis is good enough to get Carlos acquitted, and that's what he's mainly concerned about. And Sunny talks to her about Jason's conversation with him, and she says they have to give him time, and Sunny gets a call from Max about the escape. At the PCPD, Paul wants Jordan to come up with physical evidence to shore up the Carlos case, and I'm like, how about an escape? And Jordan tells him to do his job and make a persuasive argument. That's what you get paid for. And I'm like, ooh, I love her. I love her so much. At Anna's place, Griffin seems bothered by the gun box, #me, and she asks him more about how he's acting, and he says a gun was used against him. And then it gets even more cryptic because he tells her he was shot, but he wasn't the victim. He was doing something he shouldn't have been, committing an unjustifiable act, and he's always felt guilty. And I'm like, well, no wonder he's a forgiveness hound. He can't forgive himself, so he wants everyone else to forgive everyone. It makes more sense now. And Anna gets a phone call. It's Jordan, and Griffin gets a page, so he has to go back to the ER. So lots of fun. Back at the PD, Anna arrives, and Jordan tells her what happened after she brings Anna down to earth a little bit, because Anna gets a little, demanding, and Jordan's like, hey, I brought you in the loop, you didn't have to be brought in the loop, and Anna's like, you're right, I'm sorry. So Paul says that this could be a random traffic accident, and Anna's like, or you could have orchestrated it, and he's like, I've been here the whole time, how could I have orchestrated it? And I'm like, yeah, because that's definitely how things work. And Alexis arrives at the PCPD. Jordan gets a call, and Rivera isn't caught yet. Jordan is going to the ER, and Alexis and Paul notice Anna has snuck out. She is nowhere to be found. Where is she? At Lante's loft, Lulu and Maxie are looking at wedding gowns, and she's still going to go on the Claudette expedition. And Lulu highly advises her to leave it alone. It can lead to no good. And Maxie's like, I'll take it under advisement. That's the best I can do. So then Lulu gets the call and she has to go to the ER. And Maxie's going to call Olivia to set up for Rocco because Maxie at this point has no idea that Nathan is involved. In the woods, Nathan did go after Carlos with no regard for Dante. That bothers me probably a little bit more than it should, because we know Dante was stuck under the van at that point. Not sure how he got there, but shouldn't his main priority have been saving Dante instead of, I mean, I know going after the escaped prisoner is important, but at the end of the day, like, there was an officer who died at the scene and one who very well could have died. Like, who knew Jason was going to wake up? Like, that didn't have to happen. Had Jason not been there, Dante would be dead. And so personally, I'm kind of miffed at Nathan a little bit right now. And by little, I mean like a lot. Like, it bothers me a lot. Does it bother you as much as it bothers me? Because it bothers me. So he's pursuing Carlos on foot. And he tells the person on the phone that there's 3 injured, Dante, a civilian, and Officer Ballard. Not injured, but maybe if, someone had done CPR or something, the person who was conscious. And, it bothers me. I didn't even realize how much it bothered me until right now. And Carlos follows Nathan with a rock in his hand. So, wonder what's going to happen there. At the accident scene, Jason pulls Dante from the explosion. Boom. That's what explosions sound like, in case you didn't watch today. And Dante wakes up, and he remembers being stuck under the van and blacking out, and he asks how he got out. So Jason tells him he lifted the van with a lever, and Dante's like, you lifted the van? And he's like, with a lever, like, it's different. And Dante's like, no, you lifted a van. Like, that's not different. And it's like, it's some old energy between them. Like, remember back in the day when, like, Jason and Dante were kind of like doing their own, with Franco, like, they were kind of like, they went off with each other, like, to pursue Franco, and like there was that really, like, awesome, like, they were awesome together. Like, you saw it today, and I was really happy because I really missed that. And Dante's like, you saved my life, and they do that bro handshake like that. Yeah, that's what I call it. Is that what it's? I don't know. So Dante doesn't want to leave until he gets an update. Oh, the paramedics have arrived. So now Dante, pen still in the shoulder, can't take it out yet. And he doesn't want to leave until he gets an update on Nathan and Carlos. And the paramedics are like, it doesn't work like that. But Nathan he's brought over, and he has a possible skull fracture, maybe from being hit in the head with a rock, which that's why you don't go off alone. Like, I know the prisoner is priority, but the main priority is your fellow officers. Oh, really? But I can't. I know. I'll move on. But Dante's convinced that Rivera did it. Yeah, because he did. At the hospital, I know, we still got more scenes. Crazy today. So at the hospital, Maxie and Lulu arrive. Griffin tells them that one officer is dead, and there's an injured officer and a civilian, but he doesn't have any names. And I'm like, because that's what you tell the family when you have no names. And Maxie worries because Nathan isn't answering, and she's thinking that maybe he could have been on in the van. So Sunny and Carly arrive. Lulu updates them, and they found out that there was an explosion because Sunny was listening, or Sunny's person heard over the scanner. So Dante's wheeled in. He still has a pad on his shoulder, which is very disconcerting for his family. And Dante tells Sunny that Rivera got out of the cuffs and stabbed him, and he tells them Jason was hit on his motorcycle, and he risked his life to save Dante, and I'm just like, aw. Nathan is brought in. It's really bad. Like, it's really bad. And Maxie is freaking out. And so Nathan's being wheeled in. And Maxie grabs Griffin real fast and is like, you're going to do everything to say, please save him, please save him. And Griffin says, I'll do everything in my power to save him. I owe him that much. And I'm like, that's a strange thing to say. Even Maxie's like, that's a strange thing to say. Like, At Julex's place, Jason comes over. He wants to talk to Sam. At the pier, Anna finds Carlos at the pier, deja vu, and he goads her again. Who could have seen that coming? It's literally this time last year. Are they doing any live ones this year? Because that was really fun last year. Anyway, end scene. Woo! I know, it's been a long one. Okay, so Alexis says that Carlos escaping is a gift. Oh no, Anna. Sorry, I wrote the wrong name. Anna says that Carlos escaping is a gift because he's committed more crimes, his body count is higher, and, an officer did die, and he says that her motives are selfish too, because she wouldn't care this much if it like was anyone but Duke. And she's not gonna shoot him. She's not gonna give in. He's in pain. Something's wrong. He's bleeding. So when she like goes over to like arrest him, he grabs her. It was all a ruse. And the gun gets thrown in the water. He's choking her. There's fighting. Like they're fighting. Like it's pretty intense. Like it's really good. She fights back, and he winds up knocking her out. Take that as you will. I feel like that's unrealistic, but whatever. It's the show. Things happen, and now Anna is unconscious. And he brings Anna to what I can only think is like some kind of freezer or something, because of like he's like, you're cold and now you belong here, and I'm like, is it a freezer? Like, what are you locking her in? What is happening? But he locks her in something that may or may not be a freezer. Paul talks to Alexis and mentions Julian, and she tells him to go to hell. Carly asks Dante about Jason, and Dante apologizes to Sunny for the transport going sideways. Jordan comes in. Sunny tells Jordan to check with Julian about Carlos, and Julian gets a call from Anna, aka Anna's phone, but it's Carlos, and he wants his help. Jason tells Sam he hit his head and blacked out for a while, and she's like, you need to go to the hospital, and he's like, no, I'm not hurt. I remember everything, his past, her, everything, and I'm like, yes. See, oh my goodness, I'm so happy. I'm like the happiest person in the world right now. Thank you so much for watching today's video. You can start voting for character of the week. It is a really good week. The votes can be every day. It's exciting. And I will see you tomorrow, normal time. As far as I know, I am leaving it in the comments of the previous day's video. If you don't see it by 5, this one's going to go up a little later, but I already posted about it. But so this is the end of the recap officially. And if you want to know the electric drama, so basically the electric drama is me getting a call at like 3:20. And it was a weird number, because they always call from a weird number, and I hear a voicemail, and it's from the electric company, and it's like really threatening, and they're like, we haven't gotten the inspection report, and we're gonna cut off your power on the 16th, and it's like really nasty, and I'm like, great. So I had to get on the phone with some people, work that out, talk to a guy who was super rude and acted like I did something wrong, like, I'm sorry that the township didn't send you the copy of the report. That is not on me at all. I am just the person who had to deal with this for forever. But yeah, I had to kind of deal with that, which is why this is later than expected. But thank you so much for putting up with me, and I will see you tomorrow normal time, because we're not losing our electric, because we got our inspection 2 weeks ago. Not my fault paperwork didn't get filed. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a good day. Bye. No, a great day. Have a great day.